Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back here with Sheila, the owner of Kett Cosmetics, and Alphonse from Muse, as you know. Today we wanted to sit down and talk with you guys about the new Fixx powder foundations. So I'm curious, what type of skin can wear these? Is this just for oily? Can dry skin wear this? Combination?
Well, it's for everybody. It's for all skin types. It is, it's a powder that's void of a lot of ingredients. I like to keep the formulas clean, and it consists of a shea butter infused mica. So it actually has this creamy hydrating feel on the skin, and it also has antioxidants like quercetin in it, and you know, that's like an anti-inflammatory as well. So it's really good for all skin types.
And so what kind of coverage can you expect from this? Is this going to be kind of like a setting powder or like full coverage?
Well, I've used it. It's been used in both sheer to medium to full coverage. It depends on where you're using it in front of which format and what you really want. You know, I have my sister-in-law who really loves the Fixx cream foundations, and then when I gave her the powders to test, she loves the powder on top of her Fixx cream foundation. So it really depends on what you want. But you can get sheer, medium, full coverage.
Okay, yeah, so you can wear these all by themselves.
All by themselves. I think it really depends on what tool you use too. We were talking because really your tool will determine the actual lay down and give you as much coverage or as sheer as you want, which is really beautiful.
And the sponge will pick up. I like to use the sponge when I need full coverage because I can even just use the tip of the sponge to spot conceal with it and just build up more coverage with the sponge.
So I know that your hydro foundations have both your rubies and your olives, and then your creams have N. So are these, what color system do these work on? Well,
what I decided to do with these was to choose the 12 most popular shades from the lightest to darkest. So the way the Kett colors go, they start, the numbers go from 1 to 11, and the ranges are from ruby, neutral, and olive. So we chose the colors that were the most popular and started with 12 for a nice global representation.
You guys have some of the red undertones and yellow. Yeah. Oh, I thought they were all neutral.
No, she did, I mean, really, Sheila did a great job because you have some of these that are more in the really fair skin that have more of that pink undertone. And then some of the most popular shades that we have in the olive range, and then the neutral, which is just crosses over.
Yeah, the neutrals are really the most popular shades, but just to give you a reference, I'm R3, so I'd be a ruby number 3.
How would you layer your products if you wanted? Like if someone, because right now I know when I'm doing the airbrush that I love, I've been doing the Fixx cream, and then I put some of your set powder over it, and then I've been airbrushing the hydro foundation on top. So is this something that you could then even layer on top more, or?
Well, I've used it as a powder foundation. I've used it as a setting powder on top of foundation, and I have layered with it with the airbrush. So I would say that you could probably still follow the same rules that you are. Instead of using the Kett set powder in between, you could use this. But this will add another layer of coverage, where the Kett set powder won't add any color.
Yeah, I do love that.
I always think about the setting powder is completely devoid of any pigments, any iron oxides, so it's just sheer or invisible. But this part here is going to give you coverage. And I know some people we've used where we've applied the Fixx cream foundation and then finished with the Fixx foundation powder on top. For a photo shoot we did, and it was just beautiful because it gave a very natural look, but you were able to build coverage where you needed it.
Well, I've been seeing, that's one thing I love about your products is that you test them for so long too, because I remember about 6 months ago when we did that live trend show, some of the artists were using them then, and so I know you test them on everything, and I've actually seen these on camera and they look super luminous. They don't look that flat, matte, dead look.
No, it has a natural reflection. I was really doing my best to keep it from looking like mortuary, dry, matte skin.
But it doesn't look sparkly either. It's hard to
there's no sparkle.
When you normally powders, you never think it's going to look hydrated.
Right. Well, I think that was one of your most important, one of the most important things that you wanted from this powder. One, had to be able to offer coverage, but two, you kept saying, well, I don't really like to wear a lot of powder because I don't want my skin to look dry. So she did a lot of work until she could find that shea butter base,
Right.
which was really, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So it is really beautiful.
These are always convenient too for me, like when I was running out of the house. I had an old school, I think it was like Bare Minerals back in the day, but it was just something quick that I could
Right,
put on
quick,
and
fast,
run
and
out.
easy.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know why it seems faster than putting on foundation, but it is. All of your products are cruelty-free, right? Vegan?
Yes,
Yay!
yes. Cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, fragrance-free.
And so what are these new?
I know. Well, so this is for the pro. I wanted to have a compact available for the general consumer, but I also needed to take care of my pro base.
Yeah.
And these are, we've separated them into a light to medium palette and then a tan to deep palette. And our professionals can use this on set, but then they can also take each individual actor's color and put it into a set bag with the individuals. So if you're working on a show and you have, a couple of different actors that might be a couple of different colors, you can use this in the studio, but then throw this into the set bag for your individual actors.
Even for anyone, I mean, beyond thinking that these are just for a powder foundation, as you'll see in demonstration, they can be used for bronzer, they can be used for contour. I think it's just think of it as a color and a medium that can be used almost anywhere where you want.
I'm going to show too, I've been working on some like color chart comparisons just to help the viewers at home so they can see kind of what their most popular shade is in other brands, because it's always easier if you're shopping online anyway.
Absolutely, which is good.
When I was creating the colors, when I go to the lab and I come back with these powders, I press them myself when I'm creating them, and then I hand them out to everybody. The most challenging colors are the deeper shades because you really don't want them to go ashy, and so it's this dance that you have to do with the colors to make sure that you're not making it too red, but then it turns too muddy, and you're not adding too much yellow or green. So the reason why it took so long was because we needed to get the colors just right, and it needed to be able to work in front of every medium, whether you're wearing it for your daily wear or using it on in a movie. So it was a fun process. It was painstaking, but it wasn't something that hurt. I wanted it to be right. So.
Yeah. So just as a shade reference or like a gauge for people at home, who would you say is your lightest color to the deepest color? Like if you could use someone as an example that people at home might know.
Well, I'm an R3, so.
Okay, you're an R3.
So.
I'm an N5. Just because I'd rather be neutral. I'm more of an N5. But if you think of maybe someone like Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, I was going to say.
Yeah,
Emma Stone is like an R1.
People always wonder how far something goes and how deep something goes.
Yeah.
So if you think about
I would say
Emma
that.
Stone, she's probably somewhere within the R1, R3 range, you think?
I would think so.
So probably something like that.
I would say that a number 5. So the numbers, as the numbers go higher, they get darker. So a number 5 would always be something I would say is like a J-Lo color is a number 5. But not the O5, the N5 would be more like a J-Lo color because she's more gold. And the N's are more gold, where the O's are more olive. Neutrals, as we go a little deeper, I would say that maybe we have number 6 could be an Alicia Keys or
That's good.
6, 7.
Alec Weck.
Alec Weck would be a number 11.
Number 11.
Definitely.
And Oprah.
Yeah, I think so.
She
Maybe
might be a little
9.
light on 9.
Yeah.
A little light on that. Or Kerry Washington's probably a...
Between a 9, yeah, maybe 9 and a 7. Maybe an 8. I'm not.
Are these?
It's hard to say.
I
when you're
know.
not
Right, without
tasting
actually
it,
putting it on someone.
Yeah, no. Well, people just like in their
Sure.
mind, because I think
Right.
powders are a little
Visualization.
more forgiving too, compared to like liquid foundation you put on, you can see a line versus you're putting like a
Right.
dusting on. So people at home always like to gauge,
Sure.
like, well, what would this be on me?
And that's it. I mean, as makeup artists, what we do, when someone sits in our chair, the first thing we look at them is we look to see where do they fall on a scale of light to deepest in skin tone. And then we start gauging from there, and then we test it out.
Right.
So I understand, but like in the world of video, in e-commerce, it's easy to know, oh, this is my shade.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And one of the things that I always have to be aware of when I'm using a powder foundation on top of a liquid is that it can go darker. So let's say, for instance, you are, I wear R3 Hydro Foundation, and then if I use R3 powder on top of it, it's going to make it deeper. So I might have to go a little lighter if I'm using the two together.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're using the Fixx cream with the powders on top, the Fixx cream doesn't have any water in it, so you won't have to, there's no risk of that powder getting deeper on top of it.
Because you're basically putting a lot more layers of iron oxides on top of one another. So you're building more coverage.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are these already out now? Are they coming?
No, they're coming out March 12th.
March 12th.
Oh, yay, we get
Yes.
a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna start shipping out sometime around, I think
Around the week
Well,
of
the 12th they'll be available on the 12th on the website. Also at the makeup show. This is where if you want to touch and feel, and
Yep.
you can come to the makeup show San Francisco. When is that, the 22nd, 23rd? Or 23rd,
22nd, 23rd, 24th, I think, and then
Yes.
it's like the
And
weekend.
that's the weekend,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was the
the
shopping
shop.
time. I know, at
Exactly.
first I was panicking. I was like, is there no shopping? I thought it was just like pop-up for education. I was like, oh, it's a bummer.
There'll be plenty of shopping.
I know, I'm excited for
Which is
that.
good.
So, how much are these for the compact and then the books?
So these will retail for $34, and the pro price on the book is $98.
Okay, and then we were talking about you don't have the refills yet for those.
Not
individual?
yet,
Okay, so
but they
it's
are
like-
magnetized.
Okay, perfect.
And
So
they're
soon,
ready.
maybe.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Well, I know some people, like consumers too, will want to get one and maybe
Sure.
like have a bronzer shade and then put it in their own
course.
little book or something. So I like it too. This is a lot of product.
It really is. It is. It's
Because I
it's
feel
fully
like
loaded.
a lot, I get like only 4 grams. This is 10.
10.
Yeah, that's
So
a
for
lot.
$34, it's a really good value.
Yeah. Especially, I feel like you get a lot more like mileage with powder,
Yes.
especially when they're so pigmented like this, opposed to like liquids maybe. I like these. They have a nice feel to the finish, like that soft matte finish.
And this is also the same amount of product as in the compacts.
Oh, that's nice. Sometimes you always get less
A little
in
less,
like the
yeah, no,
refills.
it's
Yeah. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you worked so hard on these.
I know,
On our
I'm-
first video together, I remember you talking about new things coming.
Uh-huh.
So, and I do love it that you put so much care into your. I've been using pretty much predominantly your foundations, and I had to force myself to start trying some other things just because since I review so many products, everyone's like, "What are you wearing?" On the bottom of my video, I'm like, "Cat, cat, cat, cat," and so then
You don't have to try anything.
then I
Just
looked
stick to
like
Kett.
I was being high maintenance because I'm like, I have the Kett Fixx cream in this color, and then the Hydro on this, and then the Kett set, because I love the Kett set too.
It's nice.
Because I have dry skin, powders always scare me, because I tend to get really cakey around here,
Sure.
and then my chin will start kind of like peeling, and then I get itchy. I don't know if it's something like an ingredient in the powder, but I think
Could
it's
be.
just it's drying me out, so that's scary. But I saw you guys put on some models, and they had very luminous skin.
Very
so-
luminous.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Good. You'll have to try it.
Yeah, yeah. So now we're gonna get into some demos, guys.
So Melissa is N3, so she normally wears Fixx cream in N3, so I picked up the Fixx powder foundation in N3, and she likes a medium coverage, so I'll be using the T49 brush, and I will just dust it on where she needs a little extra help, toning down the redness and evening out her skin tone. As you can see, it doesn't have a very dry finish. It has what we're calling a modern matte finish. So it has a nice luster to it without a shimmer. It's got a creamy effect. And now I'm using N6 as a bronzer with the G53 brush. So how I use is N11 in the Fixx cream foundation, so I've chosen N11 in the Fixx powder foundation, and I'll be using an X57 brush because she likes full coverage, and this is a really good buffing brush that picks up a really nice amount of product, and I can buff it into the skin and watch it even out. So Rania wears 05 Fixx cream, so I've chosen the 05 Fixx powder foundation for her medium coverage. And I've chosen N7 for Rania's bronzer with the G53 brush. And you normally use N7 Fixx cream as a bronzer, right?
That's correct.
So now you have a powder alternative. Carolyn's color is N6, and for the fullest coverage, I'll be using the Esom Pro Finishing Sponge. I'm using the sponge dry because I'm using a powder. If I was using the Hydro Foundation, I like to dampen it. I'll be bronzing with N9 and the G53 brush. This will start to bring some depth onto the cheek and onto the forehead. Now I'll be using N11 as the contouring color with the T59 brush.
All right, so thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.